What if I told you that a hip-hop legend could catch a bullet outside a Florida casino on a Monday, and by Saturday night, he's jumping out of a wheelchair on stage in front of thousands of screaming fans like he's the Undertaker rising from a coffin? You literally cannot write a script this crazy, but welcome to the wildest week in the life of Kiari Cephas, better known to the world as. If you've been on the internet for the last 5 days, your timeline has been absolute chaos. First, the terrifying news broke that the former Migos superstar was shot during a massive brawl in Florida. The hip-hop community immediately held its breath, instantly flashing back to the tragic and devastating loss of his cousin, Takeoff, just a few years ago. But then, the plot twisted so hard it gave the whole internet whiplash. Enter New York rapper Lil Tjay, who ends up in handcuffs. Enter Cardi B, who despite their very public 2024 divorce, is making frantic behind-the-scenes calls. And then, the ultimate plot twist, Offset's own mother drops a video that starts as a heartbreaking prayer for her son, and ends with a promo for LASIK eye surgery and a hip-hop app? Yeah, you heard me right. Today on Publicists Nightmare, we are tearing into the absolute madness of Offset's shooting, his miraculous recovery, the Lil Tjay altercation, and the concert comeback that has the entire internet screaming that the wheelchair had a 7-day free trial. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and let's get into the messy, chaotic, and triumphant truth behind the headlines. To understand the crazy climax of this story, we have to go back to the inciting incident. Monday night, April 6, 2026. The location? The luxurious Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida, just north of Miami. Offset was in town, minding his business, when absolute hell broke loose right at the valet stand. Now, we all know casinos have more cameras than a Marvel movie set, and what those cameras allegedly captured is a scene straight out of an action movie. According to official reports from the Seminole Police Department, a massive altercation popped off in the lobby's valet area. Two groups of men collided, words were exchanged, egos flared, and within seconds, fists were flying. But in the world of hip-hop entourages, things rarely stay at just fists. During the chaotic scuffle, someone pulled a firearm and let it ring out. Offset was hit in the leg. The news hit social media like a tidal wave. Offset's shot in Florida started trending #1 worldwide. For the fans, the trauma was immediate and real. This is a man who is still actively grieving the loss of his brother and groupmate, Takeoff, who tragically lost his life to gun violence in Houston over 3 years ago. The thought of the Migos curse striking again had everyone from fans to industry executives praying for his survival. Thankfully, a few hours later, a spokesperson released a statement we were all desperate to hear. Offset was in stable condition, and his injuries were miraculously non-life-threatening. But while doctors were patching up his leg in the emergency room, the police outside the casino were slapping handcuffs on another massive name in the rap game. And this is where the story gets incredibly messy. Enter Lil Tjay, the 24-year-old drill and pop-hip-hop star from the South Bronx. According to the police, Tjay was right in the middle of the madness. Security footage allegedly shows Tjay jumping out of a vehicle, pointing directly at Offset, and seemingly directing his crew to initiate the confrontation with Offset's camp. Now, let's be very clear here. Lil Tjay was not charged with the actual shooting. Instead, the Broward County Police bagged him for disorderly conduct and operating a vehicle without a valid license. But the internet detectives immediately went to work. Why is Lil Tjay beefing with Offset? What is the history here? It's a massive point of irony in the hip-hop world because back in 2022, Lil Tjay himself was a victim of a horrific, near-fatal shooting where he was struck 7 times. He survived his own miracle, so to see him allegedly sparking an altercation that resulted in another artist catching a bullet is a wild full-circle moment that has critics going crazy. Tjay bonded out on Tuesday afternoon and walked right out of the Broward County Jail. When reporters swarmed him, he played it completely cool, blatantly denying that he was involved in any fighting whatsoever. He pleaded not guilty to the disorderly conduct charge, but the police are still aggressively investigating the second individual detained at the scene to find out exactly whose finger was on the trigger. But while Tjay was dealing with the law, Offset was dealing with a very different kind of intense situation. His ex-wife. You cannot talk about Kiari Cephas without talking about Belcalis Almanzo. Offset and Cardi B. They were the reigning king and queen of hip-hop for 7 incredible years. Even though Cardi officially filed for divorce in 2024 and the two have been navigating the complex waters of co-parenting their three beautiful children, Culture, Wave, and Blossom, a bond like that doesn't just evaporate when the ink dries on a legal document. Industry insiders and multiple reports confirmed that the absolute second Cardi B heard the news of the casino shooting, she was on the phone. Despite the public spats, the subliminal disses, and the finalized separation, Cardi reached out to check on him while he was laying in that hospital bed. When a father of your children almost loses his life, or the petty industry drama goes straight out the window. And Offset? He wasn't staying down. By Friday, just 4 days after taking a bullet, his representatives announced he was officially discharged, up and walking. Offset took to his own social media to deliver a message that instantly went viral. He wrote, "Thank you to everyone who's checked in on me and showed me love. I'm good, but I'm planning to be better. I'm focused on my family, my recovery, and getting back to the music, realizing that life is made up of quiet wins and loud losses. Life's a gamble and I'm still playing to win. Life's a gamble and I'm still playing to win." Let's be real, that is the hardest post-hospital bar of the decade. But as tough as Offset is, the shooting took a massive toll on the one woman who has loved him since before the fame, the money, and the Billboard hits. His mother, Latavia Woodward, is not the type to jump in front of the cameras. She has historically stayed far away from the chaotic glare of the blogosphere. But when your son takes a bullet and the internet rumor mill starts spinning out of control, a mother's instinct kicks in. On Sunday morning, she took to her Instagram story to post a video addressing the situation. The first half of this video is one of the most poignant, powerful, and heartbreaking things you will ever see. I have the original, unedited transcript and video right here. I want you to listen to the raw emotion of a mother thanking God for her son's life. But I also need you to pay very close attention to how this video ends, because I promise you, nobody on planet Earth saw this pivot coming. Check this out.
Good morning, everybody. I don't typically address things about my son on social media. I've learned a long time ago that facts rarely survive the internet, and I refuse to feed that machine. That's not how I live. But today I have to speak. 6 days ago, my son was shot. 4 days later, he was released from the hospital. Last night, he was on a stage doing what he loves to do. He is a miracle walking. That is God's grace. That is God's mercy. He loves us all, and he loves us best. To every person who reached out, prayed, called, texted, or sent a message, thank you. In the middle of everything, I left my personal phone at home. If I haven't responded to you directly, please know it was not intentional. Your kindness meant everything to me. We love Kiari. We love all of you. May God continue to keep us all.
Okay, hold on. Pause. Did we just witness the greatest PR pivot in the history of the internet? The first 60 seconds had me in absolute tears. Facts rarely survive the internet. He is a miracle walking, God's grace. It was beautiful. It was deeply moving. It was everything a traumatized mother should say. And then, without even taking a breath, boom. So I just found out I'm a candidate for LASIK. Are you kidding me? Only in the hip-hop universe can a mother go from discussing her son surviving a gunshot wound to asking you to like, comment, and subscribe, securing her second trademark, and promoting a June 1st hip-hop app contest on the Apple Store. She literally hit us with a praise God my son is alive. Anyway, download my app. We're doing R&B next. You cannot make this stuff up. Publicists everywhere are either screaming in horror or taking furious notes. Honestly, I respect the hustle. She knew the entire world, all the blogs, and millions of fans were going to be watching that video to hear about Offset. So she secured a bag and promoted her business while she had the traffic. It is a publicist's nightmare, but it is an absolute marketing masterclass. But guys, the mother's video isn't even the craziest part of the story. Because while we were all processing the LASIK promo, Offset was quietly plotting the most disrespectful, triumphant, and legendary comeback performance in modern rap history. It's Saturday night, less than 6 days after taking a bullet. Offset is scheduled to headline the University of Arkansas 2026 Rofest. Nobody expects him to show up. The man just got out of the hospital on Friday. But suddenly, the stage lights drop, the music swells, and out rolls Offset, sitting in a medical wheelchair, wearing an all-white mask covering his face like a supervillain. The crowd is stunned. People have their phones out, thinking they are about to watch a seated, low-energy acoustic set from a wounded artist. And then, the beat for his solo hit drops. And Kiari Cephas, the man who was bleeding on a valet curb on Monday, stands straight up, ditches a wheelchair like a bad prop, and starts jumping up and down across the stage with the energy of a man who just conquered death itself. The crowd goes absolutely nuclear. He starts ripping through his solo catalog, and then drops the Migos classic Bad and Bougie, absolutely setting the University of Arkansas on fire. The internet instantly shattered into a million pieces. The comment section under his Instagram video is pure gold. Fans were losing their minds. One user wrote, "Bro stood up like the Undertaker." Another commented, "The wheelchair was literally a prop." And my personal favorite, that wheelchair had a 7-day free trial and he canceled it immediately. This wasn't just a concert. This was a statement. In an industry where rumors can kill a career faster than a bullet, Offset looked the entire world in the eye and proved that he is untouchable. He took a situation that could have ended in unspeakable tragedy, flipped it into a massive viral moment, proved his resilience, and showed up for his fans when he had every excuse in the world to stay home and recover. So where does we go from here? Lil Tjay is facing the legal fallout of his disorderly conduct charge, though he completely denies pulling the trigger. The Broward County Police are still hunting for the actual shooter. Cardi B is quietly supporting her ex-husband from the sidelines, proving that Real Love survived the paperwork. And Offset's mom? She's getting her eye surgery and launching the hottest new rap app in the Google Store on June 1st. Offset told us that life is a gamble and he is still playing to win. Well, after watching a man survive a casino shootout, check out of a hospital, and jump out of a wheelchair to perform for thousands all within 144 hours, I'd say he just hit the absolute jackpot. This is the kind of wild, unfiltered celebrity chaos that you can only find right here. What do you guys think? Was the wheelchair the greatest stage prop of 2026? Are you downloading his mom's app? Let me know down in the comments right now. Don't forget to smash that like button. Subscribe to Publicists Nightmare so you never miss a beat of the industry's craziest drama. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.